Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at CMG, Tesla, Nvidia, Ulta. We're going to use the daily, weekly, monthly time frames, and we're going to use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. So let's look at CMG. Like we've been talking about, we had a nice retrace, came right back into this breakdown bar. I wish it would have came back up into here, but they gave us what they gave us all they got. 6 days up into 618 breakdown. We pulled back for 3 days. Now we're into a little bit of support. We have the 618 down here, the 50 MA. We're going to see how it reacts tomorrow. Nice sell-off, $6.27 down, or 1.51% down. So technically, we're still in a bullish stance, but now we're starting to break down again. But we do have a macro bull in a micro bearish pattern, down, sideways, starting to go down again. I'd like to see a little more consolidation before it breaks down, but it's given us what it gives us. The weekly chart, same thing. We watched this one here. We came up into this 20 MA, curled over on the weekly. Now we went down. We're below it again. We closed below. This is a weekly close. So now we're looking for our follow through. If we do get follow through, we are definitely going to come into the 685 or 685, 390, 395 double bottom in here. Then we're going to watch how it reacts. But for now, it's still okay. We'll see if we get a bullish inside bar next week going up. But ultimately, it is setting up in a bearish pattern. I believe this will be going down until it gets above the 20 and closes on the weekly. I'm somewhat of a believer it's going to move up, but you know, where into the 440 area, into this breakdown. So we'll see. We got to play it day by day. Each daily close gives us a new piece of the puzzle, and we'll go from there. Monthly chart. That's what I'm saying. Down, bearish. Now we closed. You know, we closed below this trend line. Is that even a trend line? Yeah, that's the best, not the worst. But we closed below. They try to recapture it. We're still below it. Now we're setting up sideways in a bearish manner, possibly to break down. They need to get this above this trend line, and then of course recapture the 50 and the 20 moving averages. Until then, I am slightly bearish on Chipotle. Let's see, Tesla, again, just breaking down. Man, I mean, they had that SpaceX stuff, but we talked about this down sideways pattern. They tried chopping it, then it came below the 20, chopped around inside bar, came closer and closer. They tried to pop it out, shake the weak hand shorts out, and boom, right back down. Once we confirmed under the moving averages, we did hit this trend line, bounce one day, and we talked about this. This thing can actually bounce. If it retraces back into this area, we'll short again, and then kaboom, and then we all know what happened there. But we did fill the gap today around 196.66. This thing has to get above that, and I'm going to say even the 200 level area. This is a 750 retrace. Going back up, it's going to be a 250 retrace. We need to get back above $200. But what I'm saying is we'll probably get sideways action for the next leg down. If this continues down on Tuesday, because maybe the overall indexes are selling, we're definitely heading down to 187.87, and that's it. You get breakdown bars like this, but you're getting a little bit of exhaustion selling. You did have pretty good selling on this day and then lighter volume. So that's telling me it could possibly be finding a bottom. We're going to have to wait and see, because let me tell you, on the weekly, wow, this is nuts. That is a nice breakdown bar. I mean, this is weekly. We 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 weeks of just doing nothing, then they drop it in your face. Unbelievable. But again, it's Tesla, and you know how this one works. You know, just like this one here. Check this out. So we come up, everyone buys, they slam it. Goes up, everyone's like, oh, this is great, it's going to 300. They slam it. Goes up again, they start upgrading it, slam it. And this time, slam it. Goes up on the Model 3. I mean, this epic run was just insane. Everyone, a ton of people. Look at all the buyers. Look at all this. This is all these people buying, and now they're stuck up here. And here we go again. And ultimately, we broke this trend line here, and we confirmed under it. Man, not good. I think we're going to the 187.87. That's my thoughts. We'll see. Only time will tell. Again, we have great support around 180. So if this continues downward, look out. 198.71. Wow, they did close it above the. No, they did not. So the 618 here, they closed it below it. This is the monthly, so we got to wait. But on the weekly close, they are below the 75 or the 618 here. This thing starts to go with the markets. 180, here we come. That's Tesla. Let's look at Nvidia. Nvidia, same thing. And this was funny because I think someone upgraded them yesterday. So we got back to double top, and today they sent it down. It was only 62 cents, but on the low end of the day, I think we were right around buck 30, buck 40 down. So they're holding it above this 20 MA, getting everybody sucked in. So just like Dollar General, another high flyer, this will eventually come in. But bullish pattern, still a little bit stretched on the weekly. Has to come down a little bit closer to this 20 MA. When this starts to get separated like this, you want nice, even spacing. That will tell you we have a good uptrend. Once you start widening out like this, no good. Monthly chart, look at this thing. The 20 MAs at 1 or 33.63. It cannot stay that long, that far away from the moving average. It's that simple. Eventually, it's a monthly chart, but eventually it will start slowly drifting. This will start curling up, so price will be a little bit higher. But I'm thinking right around the 39.66, maybe 43.90, but we'll see how this thing starts to come in. They all do. Let's look at Ulta. This was another one, high flyer, telling everybody, look out, and they all laughed at me. Oh, you're wrong, this is going to go. Look, so it broke down, broke below the good support areas, and we came right into, this was almost a gap, around 147.82. This is the 618 off of pivots right there, off the gap window. So it's actually consolidating under that. That's not good. If we go about 4 or 5 more days consolidation, or retrace back up into this area, because the 20 MA is going to start curling down. If we retrace back into there, you want to short this one, period. Use the all-time high as a stop out and go from there. Weekly chart. Weekly chart, we do have support in this area, and that's what it's holding. 246.27 was support, as well as the 20 MA, 240. So if this thing starts to go, we are definitely going right in here around 232, and then the 228 gap window. And ultimately, if this thing starts to sell with the SPY, we are going down. Oops, where are we? We're going down to 213.65 or the 200 moving average, and there's another gap fill down here around 194. So anywhere in this area, you have to correlate this with the market, the SPY, the IWM, because if everything's flushing, this will continue lower. But if we get a bounce, excuse me, if we get a bounce in the market, say the markets are selling and this is selling, and then we get into this area and the markets start to catch a bid, this is a great area to buy Ulta. Right now, I would just sit on my hands. If you're a buy the dipper, let it come down to at least the 228 area in this, or even this low pivot around 232. Don't. With this setup here, if it keeps going sideways and slowly goes up, this thing curls down on top of it, it's going down. Weekly, that's got support down in there. Monthly almost had a full engulfing candle. We're clicking over. I'm thinking the next ride down. Next stop 228, and that's around that gap fill or so. So if you want to be a buy the dipper, 228 maybe. I would wait for the more than 197, ultimately the 189, 190 area, then maybe be a buyer. Because I mean, look at this stock. I mean, come on. It was like $2 in 2009, and now it's 200 and whatever, $78. It's Ulta. Come on, it's not like an Apple or something. So, but that's my take on that one. And then I'm going to look at Gilead. There's been a gentleman. I think a gentleman asked me about this one. Oh man, I'm just going to go to the weekly. Weekly, you got a bearish inside bar. I would have liked to see more candles sideways, but this 20 MA is curling down. Man, you know, if it does not recapture this low here, right around 78.13 on a weekly close, like next week, if this reverses and goes up, it's got to get above this low candle. And I would love it to get it above the 82, 81 area. And then really, it's going to probably retrace back into this area, maybe the high of this top of this bar. And if you really get lucky, if the markets catch a bid, you might go into this. And if you're long, gosh, you know, for me personally, I would just take it off the table. We were short up in here in Gilead. We took, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10% on this one, and of course it kept going. But it's ugly, and the IBB and all that starts selling, it's going to continue to go lower. Next stop, if everything breaks down, we're going to 63.90. But right now, you got to wait until the weekly close. Next week, if it closes below this red bar low, we're heading down somewhere into this area. You know, $70, even number maybe. And then monthly chart, not too pretty either. We got an inside bar. retraced up into the 618 to 20 MA, and then boom, we're breaking down, and then boom, we're just slowly bleeding. And it doesn't have bad volume, but now we closed right on top of the 50 MA, and we're going to have to see what the monthly close is. But right now, I'm bearish on Gild. If you're long, tighten that stop, because we could definitely go down to 63.43, and especially if the overall markets, the SPY, the Qs, and everything else starts to dump, everything's going to be in trouble, in my opinion. All right, everyone, thanks for watching my video. God bless, and have a wonderful weekend. See you on the charts.